everyone, my name is Mars Hope Joy Arlie Prado. My report is all about content management system platforms. A content management system, in short CMS, is a platform that helps user create, manage, and publish digital content. CMS can be used to create and manage website and apps, store content in one place, collaborate on content creation, publish content to the web and other digital, edit content in real time, preview content before it's published, integrate with a company digital asset repository. Some example of CMS platform include WordPress, a traditional CMS platform; Sequence-Space, a traditional CMS platform; Sitecore, a CMS that combines content management, digital marketing, and commerce; Crownpeak, a cloud-native CMS that designed for flexibility and scalability. CMS can help companies manage content without investing in a full-time content development team. They can also help ensure compliance and security, which is especially important for industry with heavy regulatory requirements.
Good afternoon, sir, and this is my topic for this group: robotics platform, background and history. A robotic platform refers to the hardware, software, and control system that form the foundation for building and operating a robot. The concept began in the mid-20th century with the advent of industrial automation. Early robots, like the Ultimate in the 1960s, were primarily designed repetitive tasks in manufacturing. With advancement in computing, sensors, and artificial intelligence, robotic platforms have expanded into various fields including healthcare and exploration and service industries. A robotic platform includes the hardware, software, and control system essential for buildings and operating robots. Originating in the mid-20th century with the industrial automation, early robots were focused on repetitive manufacturing tasks. Advances in computing, sensors, and AI have since broadened their application to fields like healthcare, exploration, and service industries. So, ito na po yung types ng platform. Isa na doon is mobile robots. Mobile robots move freely across the different surfaces and are used in environments like warehouse. Makikita naman po natin yung mobile robots dyan sa mga binigay kong examples, like yung Roomba. Ano yan siya? Para siyang naglilinis ng sahig, or parang nililinisan niya yung buong bahay. Yung sa Boston Dynamics Spot is ano yan siya? Parang security yan siya. Bali, sa number 2 is industrial robots. Industrial robots, stationary robots used for tasks such as assembly, welding, and painting in manufacturing. So, ganun na nga din po. Nag-search din po ako ng examples. Tapos, yan na ang lumabas. Yung industrial robots is, yung nag-aayos, or nagwe-welding, or nagpipaint. So, sa number 3, aerial robots or drone. used for aerial mapping, surveillance, and delivery. O, yung ano naman po, yung aerial robots, yan yung mga drone. Tapos, itong sa number 2 na example, yan yung military reconnaissance drones. Parang sa ano yan siya. Nabasa ko sa Google na yung military reconnaissance drones is gawayan siya ng mga Israeli. Yung aerial robots is pwede yun na nga ano yan siya para makita niya or ma-detect niya or kahit gaano pa kalayo kung may drone ka naman pwede mo siyang magamit. Sa number 4 is service robots. Service robots designed for assisting humans in daily tasks, healthcare, and customer service. O, yan na po yung example ng service robots. Meron tayong makikitang ganyan pero sa number 1 may makikita tayong ganyan pero hindi siya parang look alike lang ba. Example doon is parang yung Jollibee, nakita namin doon na meron din silang ganyan pero parang hindi halos same lang din sila. Yung paro naman is ano yan siya, para siyang puppet na gawa sa robot. O yun, robot, service robots. Then sa number 5 is humanoid robots. Robots that resemble human structure and often imitate human action, useful for research, care assistance, and interaction. O, yun na nga po. Yung humanoid robots is ano yan siya? Parang research or care assistance or interaction is ano ba yan? Para siyang pwede mo siyang makausap. Pwede mo siyang makausap. So, sa number 6 is autonomous vehicles. Robots in the form of cars, boats, or submarines operating independently for transport or exploration. Yan na po yung example natin. Waymo, yung sasakyan na self-driving, kumbaga siya na yung nagko-control ng hindi na tao yung nagko-control ng sasakyan kundi yung technology na mismo, yung ginawa yung sasakyan na mismo. Hanggang doon lamang po. Maraming salamat po.
To every one of us, ako po si Algilan Sigar at ang report ko po is about example, process and build, and compatibilities of robotic platform.
So ROS. So one of the example of robotic platforms is ROS or Robot Operating System. ROS is not actually an operating system but rather a flexible set of tools and libraries that help in developing robotic applications. It provides essential functionalities like hardware abstraction, device control, message passing between process, and tools for testing and debugging. ROS is popular in both academia and industry because it's open source, has a large community, and supports wide variety of robotic platforms. So sa madaling salita po, ang ROS po ay isa po itong open source na framework kung saan meron po siyang mga tools and libraries kung saan po is nakaka-help po ito para padaliin po yung pagbuo at pag-program ng mga robots. Nagbibigay po ito ng mga essential na feature tulad ng hardware abstraction, communication sa pagitan ng components at testing. Kaya mas madaling mag-develop at mag-control ng complex na robotic systems. NVIDIA Jetson. Jetson is a hardware platform from NVIDIA that provides powerful computing capabilities, especially for AI and computer vision tasks. It's designed for developers who want to build intelligent machine and robots that can perform real-time tasks, object detection, recognition, and motion planning. Jetson brand boards such as Jetson Nano, Savior, and Orin are often used in autonomous vehicles, drones, and industrial robots to leverage deep learning algorithms. So, ang video Jetson po is isa po siyang high performance computing platform kung saan po ay ginawa po siya para sa AI at robotics. Ito po ay it enables to run the robot and smart devices na makapag-execute po ng mga complex tasks tulad ng image recognition, object detection, and real data time processing po. Halimbawa po nito is yung JetBot. So, ang JetBot po is isang small DIY na robot na gamit ng Jensen Nano. Ginagamit po ito para matuto na sa robotics. Kaya nitong mag-track ng objects at mag-avoid ng obstacles po. Lego Mindstorms. This platform is designed as an educational tool allowing beginners to learn about robotics and programming in a hands-on way. Lego Mindstorms kits include various sensors, motors, and a programmable brick, making it easy for users, especially students, to create simple robots with a drag and drop interface. Users can quickly set up a robot to perform basic tasks like following a line or navigating around obstacles. It's widely used in schools and beginner robotics competition. So sa madaling salita po, ang Lego Mindstorms po ay isang educational robotic kit na madaling gamitin, lalo na para sa mga beginners. So, meron po itong iba't ibang klase ng sensors, motors, and programmable brick. Kung saan pwede ka pong mag-build at mag-program ng mga simpleng robots para sa hands-on learning ng robotics at coding. So, examples po nito is ang line follower robot, kung saan po ginagamit ang sensors para sundan ang isang linya sa sahig. Isang basic project na tinuturo ng mga konsepto ng navigation. So, process of building and operating a robotic platform. First po is we have design. So, in conceptualization, start by defining the robot's purpose and the task it needs to accomplish. This involves understanding the environment in which it will operate and the kind of actions it needs to perform. So, dito po sa conceptualization, ito po yung pagbuo po ng isang clear idea or plano about something will be or do. In the context of building a robot, it involves thinking through and defining what's the robot purposes po. For example po, kapag nagko-conceptualize ka pa ng robot na design po para po makatulong po siya sa home cleaning, you'd think about purpose. So, ano po yung purpose niya? So, the robot needs to clean floors by vacuuming and mopping. So, meron din po itong key features. It should be able to navigate around the furniture, detect obstacles, and operate autonomously. And yung last po is the form factor. It might need to be small and compact to fit under furniture and reach tight spaces. So, functional requirements. Determine the features and capabilities required. For example, a robot designed for delivering packages would need navigation, capabilities, and a way to handle different size packages. So, sa functional requirements po, ito po ay ang mga specific po na task or functions po na kailangan magawa po ng isang robot po para magampanan po nito ang purpose po. So, para po maging useful, ito po yung mga kailangan niyang gawin po. First po is yung navigation. So, sa navigation po, kailangan po ng robot na makaiwas sa obstacles at makahanap ng ruta papunta sa target. Example po nito is yung vacuum cleaner na robot na umiikot sa bahay. So, second po is object handling. So, kailangan niyang mag-pick up at mag-move ng mga objects. Example po is robotic arm na nag-aayos ng mga items sa isang assembly line. So, 3 is communication. O kung saan po meron po itong kakayahan na mag-send ng status updates sa user. Example po is alarm robot na mag-notify po sa phone kapag may nakita po itong motion. So next po is yung form factor. So sa form factor, decide on the physical appearance and shape based on its purpose. A small, lightweight robot might be ideal for indoor use, while an outdoor robot might need a more robust design. So sa form factor po, meaning po ito, short meaning po is about physical shape, size ng robot para po mag-fit po doon sa purpose niya. Example po is yung maliliit at bilog na vacuum robot para sa madaling pag-navigate sa bahay. So sa mechanical engineering. So itong mechanical engineering po is all about sa pagbuo ng physical parts ng robot. So example po nito is yung pag-install ng motors, joints at body structure. So structural design. Build the robot's frame, making sure it's strong yet lightweight. The frame provides stability and protects components. So, meaning po is yung kabuuang design ng frame or body ng robot. So, example po is yung metal frame para sa industrial robot na kayang mag-carry ng mabibigat na object. And actuation. Select and integrate motors, joints, and actuators that enables movement. Different robots may require different types of actuators like wheels, legs, or arms depending on their task. So, all about po ito sa paggalaw ng robot gamit ang motors o actuators. So, example po is yung wheels or robotic arms na kontrolado ng motors para makagalaw. Power systems. So, design the power system often involving batteries to ensure the robot has enough energy to perform its functions or an adequate period. So, meaning po, it needs energy source po. So, ito po yung energy source ng robot. Example po is battery packs para sa long-lasting na power supply. And software development. So, ito po is yung about sa pag-create ng software na magko-control ng robot. So, example po is yung coding ng navigation system para mag-guide ang robot. So, programming and control algorithms. Write software to control the robot's action. This software allows the robot to receive commands, process data, and make decisions. So, in short, mga specific na instructions or rules para gumalaw yung robot. Example po sa algorithm na nagdadala ng robot sa specific na route. So, and then, task automation. Develop specific algorithms for tasks the robot will perform, like picking and placing objects following a path or identifying items. So, pag-automate ng mga tasks na kailangan ng robot na gawin. So, example po is yung vacuum robot na automatic na mag-clean po ng floor araw-araw po. And then, user interface. Create a UI that allows users to communicate with and monitor the robot. This can be a mobile app, desktop application, or even a web interface. So, ito po yung about sa interface para po makontrol po at ma-monitor yung robot. So, example po is yung mga mobile app para i-command po yung robot. Yung robot na makikita sa status nito. Sa status nito. Then, sensor integration. So, ito pong sensor integration is paglalagay ng sensors para po makadetect ng about po sa kanyang surroundings po. So, first po is yung sensors. Okay, sensors. So, sensors equip the robot with sensors like cameras, GPS, LiDAR, infrared, and touch sensors based on its needs. This allow the robot to see and understand its environment. So, ito po yung mga device para po ma-detect po yung environment. So, yun po, example yung GPS po para malaman po yung exact location ng robot. Ganun po. And then, perception system. Process sensor data so the robot can interpret its surroundings. For example, a LiDAR sensor can create a map of the area while a camera with computer vision can identify obstacles. So, ito po yung pag-interpret ng sensor data para maintindihan ng surroundings. So, example po yung image recognition na tumutulong sa robot na makakilala ng object sa paligid. Then, the data fusion. Combine data from multiple sensors for more accurate understanding. This allows for better decision making and situational awareness. So, ito po yung pagsasama ng data mula sa iba't ibang sensors po para po mas accurate po yung informasyon. Example po ito yung GPS at LiDAR data para sa precise navigation po. And then, testing and calibration. So dito po sa testing calibration po, ito po yung pag-fine tune ng movements at sensors ng robot. So example po yung adjusting ng camera para sa malinaw na image detection. So testing movements. Run the robot through basic tasks to ensure motors, actuators, and joints work as expected. Fine-tune the speed and precise the movements if necessary. So, ito po yung pagsubok sa movement ng robot para po sure na tama po at smooth po yung ano po nito, galaw po. And then sensor calibration. Adjust sensors to ensure accurate readings. For instance, calibrate the GPS for accurate location data or a camera for clear image. So ito po yung pag-adjust po ng sensor para po maging accurate yung readings. Example po is yung temperature sensor para po sakto po yung data. And then simulation testing. Test the software and hardware integration in a controlled environment or simulation to identify and fix bugs before deployment. So ito po yung pagtitest ng delivery robot sa simulated city po. And then next, deployment. Wait lang. So deployment. So itong deployment po yung paglalagay na po ng robot sa actual na environment para po simulan ang trabaho. Example po ito yung self-driving car na dinadala sa public road para sa real-world testing. So, ang deployment pa, meron pa tayo operational testing. Deploy the robot in its intended environment and monitor its interactions and performance. Real-world conditions can reveal unforeseen issues or necessary adjustments. So, ito, all about po ito siya sa pag-check ng performance ng robot po sa real-world setting. And then, next is performance monitoring. So, use diagnostics tools and monitor software to track the robot's functions, battery life, and sensor data in real life. So, ito na po yung sa pag-monitor po. Regular na pag-track po ng robot status at functions. So, ongoing maintenance naman po. Regularly update the robot software and check for wear on mechanical components to ensure it continues operating smoothly. So, ito po yung pag-update ng software at pag-check ng hardware para laging maayos po yung robot po. Next is compatibilities and robotic platforms. So hardware compatibility. Robotic platforms rely on a variety of hardware components such as motor sensors and controllers to perform tasks. To ensure these parts work seamlessly, a platform must support and integrate with specific types of hardware. For instance, ROS is highly flexible, supporting many types of sensor, example piston lidar and cameras, and monitor controllers. These compatibility allows developer to mix and match different hardware to fit the needs and the specific robotic application, from basic sensors for obstacles avoidance to advanced controllers for precise. So itong hardware compatibility po, ito po yung kailangan niya pong sa specific motor sensors and controllers. Halimbawa po yung ROS po, supports sensors like lidar and cameras at nakaya po mag-integrate sa iba't ibang motor controllers. Then sa software compatibility naman po, software compatibility in robotics involves the use of specific software tools, libraries, and firmware to operate the hardware. So sa madaling salita po, ito po yung software compatibility po is kailangan ng software at firmware updates. Kadalasan ginagamit nila ang programming languages tulad ng Python o C++ at ang ROS libraries ang ROS libraries ay nagpapadali ng tasks like path planning or object recognition. So sa interoperability naman, it refers to a platform's ability to work within large systems and communicate with other devices or platforms. In short, ito po is ang robots po is dapat mag-work sa ibang system like IoT or cloud. Halimbawa po yung sa warehouse robots, nagko-communicate sa inventory system para mag-update ng stock levels.
Imagine a world where your ideas reach millions with just a click. Welcome to the transformative power of web platforms. Good day everyone, I am Abdulaziz Tatak, and today we were going to discuss about the web platforms. Web platforms is a collection of technologies that can be used to create and manage websites. So, itong web platforms is a collection ng mga technologies na kung saan maaari nating gamitin sa paggawa at pag-manage nitong mga websites na ito. Web platforms is a system or environment that provides the tools, technologies, and infrastructure needed to build, host, and run web-based applications or websites. So, itong web platforms daw ay isa siyang system or environment na kung saan nagbibigay sa atin ng mga tools and technologies and also nagbibigay ng mga infrastructure na kinakailangan natin sa pag-build, pag-host at pag-run nitong mga web-based applications or ng mga websites. Web platforms enables developers to create and deploy applications that are accessible via web browser without requiring additional installations on users' devices. Web platforms is the umbrella term introduced by the World Wide Web Consortium. World Wide Web Consortium CEO Jeff Jaffe defined web platform as a platform for innovation, consolidation, and cost efficiencies. So now, let's talk about the origin of web platforms. Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist, invented the World Wide Web in 1989 while working at the CERN. It was originally conceived and developed to meet the demand for automated information sharing between scientists in universities and institutes around the world. CERN is not an isolated laboratory, but rather the focal point of an extensive community that includes more than 17,000 scientists from over 100 countries. Although they typically spend some time on the CERN site, the scientists usually work at universities and national laboratories in their home countries. Therefore, reliable communication tools are essential. The basic idea of the WWW was to merge the evolving technologies of computers, data networks, and hypertext into a powerful and easy-to-use global information system. Functions of a web platforms. Web platforms serve various functions that enhance communication, collaboration, and access to information. Number 1, web platforms act as a tools for information dissemination. So we can leverage the web platforms to disseminate an information to a large number of audience. Number 2, web platforms are essential for social networking, allowing users to connect, share experiences, and build communities. Number 3, web platforms support e-commerce, enabling businesses to reach customers globally. And number 4, educational platforms like Coursera and Khan Academy use web technology to offer courses, making learning more accessible. This function has expanded with increased online learning needs, especially post-2020. Purpose of a web platforms: accessibility. Provide global access to applications and services via any web browser. Scalability. Handle growing numbers of users or larger datasets without needing significant infrastructure changes. Cost effectiveness. Reduce the need for expensive hardware or software installations by leveraging cloud-based tools and services. Cross-platform compatibility. Enable applications to work on any device with a web browser, including desktops, tablets, and smartphones. Usage of web platforms. Web platforms is used for content hosting and management. Platforms like WordPress and Wix allows users to host websites and manage content without needing advanced technical skills. Building applications. Developers use platforms like Node.js or Firebase to create web applications with features like real-time updates and cloud storage. E-commerce. Platforms such as Shopify enable businesses to create online stores, manage inventory, and process transactions. Social connectivity. Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram connect users for communication and content sharing. Collaboration. Platforms like Google Workspace allow teams to collaborate on documents, spreadsheets, and presentations in real time. Analytics and reporting. tools like Google Analytics integrated with web platforms to track website performance and user behavior. Examples of web platforms: content management platforms like WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, e-commerce platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, and Magento, web hosting platforms like Amazon Web Services, Bluehost, and HostGator, social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, application development platforms like Firebase, Heroku, and Node.js, learning management platforms like Google Classroom, Moodle, and Blackboard. Types of web platforms: business website, e-commerce, portfolio website, blogs, personal website, educational website, non-profit website, social media, web portals, community forum, dynamic website, magazine website, search engine, membership website, news website, brochure website, content platforms, directory websites, entertainment websites, landing pages, informational portal, and content management system web application. So first is the business website. A business website is a digital platform designed to represent a company or organization on the internet. It serves as an online hub for information about the business, including its products, services, values, and contact details. So the main purpose of the business website is to allow companies to showcase products, promote special offers, and provide content that helps engage potential customers. They also establish the business identity, values, and professionalism, often serving as the first impression for potential customers. So the examples of business websites are the Apple, Tesla, HubSpot, Nike, Slack, and Microsoft. Next is the e-commerce. E-commerce or electronic commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. It allows businesses and consumers to conduct transactions without needing a physical store, expanding reach to a global audience. E-commerce platforms typically offer a user-friendly interface where customers can browse products, make purchases, and track orders, all online. The main purpose of the e-commerce is to allow businesses to reach customers worldwide, breaking down geographical barriers that limit physical stores. Another good thing about the e-commerce is its diverse payment options, where e-commerce sites typically support multiple payment methods, including credit or debit cards, digital wallets, and sometimes cryptocurrency. And here are the examples of the e-commerce. We have the Amazon, the Alibaba, Shopify, Lazada, Shopee, Temu, and Shein. And we also have the TikTok shop, where I know all of us are familiar with. The next one is the portfolio website. A portfolio website is a personal or professional website that showcases an individual's or organization's work, skills, projects, and accomplishments. It's commonly used by creatives, freelancers, and professionals across fields like design, art writing, photography, and development. Portfolio websites help users present their work visually and attractively, allowing them to make a strong impression on potential clients, employers, and collaborators. The main purpose of the portfolio website is to provide a space to display completed projects, demonstrating expertise and style to visitors. This is especially important in creative fields where work samples speak louder than the resumes. It also helps establish a personal or professional brand, allowing users to highlight their unique style, philosophy, and values, and builds credibility and makes the creator more memorable. And here are the examples of a portfolio website. We have the Behance, Dribble, Squarespace, Adobe Portfolio, Cargo Collective, and GitHub Portfolio. So the next one is the blogs. A blog is a website or a section of a website that features regularly updated content in the form of articles or posts, often written in a conversational or informative style. Blogs are used for personal expression, sharing information, educating readers, or promoting products and services. They can cover a wide range of topics, from lifestyle and travel to technology and finance. The main purpose of the blogs is to share articles, opinions, or personal experiences on specific topics to engage readers. For individuals, blogs are a platform to share expertise, opinions, and interests, which helps build a personal brand. This is common for freelance writers, consultants, and subject matter experts. Here are the examples of popular blogs. We have the TechCrunch, the HuffPost, Mashables, The Minimalist, Mozblog, Nerd Fitness, and Cup of Joe. So the next one is the personal website. A personal website is an online platform created by an individual to share information about themselves, their skills, interests, and accomplishments. Unlike portfolio websites, which focuses solely on showcasing professional work, personal websites often blend professional and personal content, providing a more comprehensive picture of who the individual is. They are typically used for self promotion, networking, personal branding, or simply sharing personal insights and hobbies. The main purpose of the personal website is to help individuals establish an online presence and brand, showcasing their skills, values, and personality. This is beneficial for professional, freelancers, and creatives who want to stand out. And here are the examples of a personal website. We have the Ali Abdal, Tim Ferriss, Austin Kleon, Emma Gannon, and Mark Manson. So the next one is the educational website. An educational website is a platform designed to provide information, resources, and interactive tools for learning. These websites are often used by students, teachers, parents, and lifelong learners to access educational content, whether for academic subjects, skills training, or personal development. Educational websites may offer courses, articles, videos, quizzes, and other resources to support learning at various levels and across a wide range of topics. And the main purpose of the educational website is to provide learning resources, online courses, or tutorials for students and educators. The examples of the educational websites are Khan Academy, Coursera, and Duolingo. Now let's proceed to nonprofit website. A nonprofit website is a website created by a nonprofit organization to share information about its mission, programs, and services. It often serves as a hub for community engagement, donor relations, volunteer recruitment, and awareness campaigns. Nonprofit websites are designed to inform and inspire people to support the organization's cause, often through donations, memberships, or volunteer opportunities. One of the main purpose of the nonprofit website is fundraising. Many nonprofit websites include donation options and fundraising campaigns allowing supporters to contribute directly. Some also use the site to promote merchandise or events to raise funds. The examples of a nonprofit websites are the World Wildlife Fund, American Red Cross, and UNICEF. So the next is the social media. Social media refers to digital platforms and applications that allow users to create, share, and interact with content and connect with others online. It is a space where individuals, groups, businesses, and organizations can communicate, engage, and build communities. Social media is widely used for both personal and professional purposes, offering diverse ways to exchange information, ideas, and experiences. The main purpose of the social media is content sharing and creation, where users can share and consume content, including personal updates, articles, photos, videos, and infographics, enabling users to express creativity and engage in conversations around shared interests. It can also be used to share breaking news, trends, and updates on various topics, including politics, entertainment, and health. Here are the examples of social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and Reddit. Now let's move forward to the web portals. A web portal is a website or platform that serves as a centralized access point to various resources, tools, and services. Unlike a simple website, a portal is typically designed to aggregate information from different sources and present it in an organized, user-friendly way. Web portals are often used by businesses, organizations, and educational institutions to provide a one-stop solution for users to access specific content or services. The main purpose of the web portals is to provide users with a centralized location to access various services, tools, and resources such as emails, forums, documents, news, and databases all in one place. It often includes features such as message boards, chat rooms, email, and file sharing systems, allowing users to collaborate and communicate with others within a specific community or organization. Some examples of web portals are Yahoo, Google, Microsoft Office 365, and government portals like USA Gov. And now the community forum. A community forum is an online platform or space where individuals with shared interests, goals, or concerns can engage in discussions, exchange information, and seek advice. These forums are usually organized into topics or categories, allowing users to post questions, answers, and comments on various subjects. Community forums are designed to foster interaction among members and create a space for collaborative problem solving, support, and learning. The main purpose of the community forum is that it serves as a space for people to have conversation about a variety of topics from hobbies and interests to technical issues and professional advice. It fosters meaningful exchange of ideas and opinions. It also allows users to share their expertise, experiences, and resources with others, contributing to collective knowledge on specific subject. Some of the examples of community forum is Reddit, Stack, Quora, and Discord. So now let's move forward to the dynamic website. A dynamic website is a type of website that displays content that can change or update frequently, often in real time, based on user interaction or other factors. Unlike static websites, where the content remains fixed unless manually updated, dynamic websites can show personalized, interactive, or changing content without needing the website owner to modify the code for every change. Here are the characteristics of a dynamic website. Content that changes based on the user interaction. Dynamic websites can present different content depending on who is visiting, their actions, or their location. For example, an e-commerce site might show products based on a user's search history or preferences. Database driven. Dynamic websites often rely on back-end databases to store and retrieve content. When users request specific pages or interact with the site, the website retrieves relevant data from the database and presents it in real time. User personalization. Dynamic websites allow for a personalized user experience. For example, social media platforms show different content for each user based on their friends, interests, and past interactions. Interactive elements. These sites often feature interactive elements like forms, surveys, user comments, or content that updates automatically, such as live feeds, news updates, or stock prices. Back-end and front-end components. Dynamic websites are typically powered by server-side programming languages like PHP, Ruby, or ASP.NET, and front-end technologies like JavaScript, HTML5, and CSS3. They communicate with the server to fetch and display dynamic content. Usage and purpose of a dynamic website. E-commerce websites. Online stores use dynamic websites to display real-time inventory, product recommendations, customer reviews, and order status updates. Social media platforms. Sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are dynamic, displaying user-generated content, comments, likes, and personalized feeds based on user activity. News websites. News portals often use dynamic websites to provide up-to-date articles, breaking news, and live feeds, automatically pulling in new content without manual intervention. Educational platforms. Learning Management System or LMS and online course providers use dynamic websites to deliver course materials, quizzes, and track students' progress. Here are the examples of a dynamic website: Amazon, Facebook, Wikipedia, YouTube, and LinkedIn. The next one is the magazine website. A magazine website is a digital platform that functions similarly to a traditional print magazine, offering articles, news, features, and multimedia content on a particular topic or a variety of topics. Magazine websites are typically focused on delivering fresh, high-quality content regularly and are often organized into different categories such as lifestyle, fashion, technology, health, or culture. These websites may feature both editorial and user-generated content, images, videos, and other forms of interactive media. The primary purpose of a magazine website is to deliver articles, reports, features, and other written content to readers. This content may be updated daily, weekly, or monthly depending on the publication. Many magazine websites feature multimedia content such as images, videos, podcasts, and infographics, which complement and enhance the written articles, making the content more engaging and informative. Here are the examples of magazine websites: Vogue, Time Magazine, Wired, National Geographic, Cosmopolitan, and Forbes. The next one is the search engine. A search engine is a software system designed to search for information on the World Wide Web. It allows users to enter queries, such as keywords or phrases, and returns a list of relevant websites, documents, images, videos, or other type of content that match or are closely related to the search terms. Search engine use algorithms to rank the results based on relevance, quality, and other factors. The primary purpose of a search engine is to help users find specific information on the internet. This includes web pages, images, videos, news articles, academic papers, and more. Some search engines go beyond the finding web pages and offer additional tools like maps, shopping, translation, news, and multimedia search, providing an all-in-one service for users. The examples of search engine is Google, Bing, Baidu, and Ecosia. The next one is a membership website. A membership website is a type of website where users can sign up or subscribe to gain access to exclusive content, services, or features. These websites are typically structured to offer a combination of free and paid membership levels with premium content or functionality available only to those who have registered and possibly paid for membership. Membership websites often foster a sense of community among members and are commonly used for businesses, communities, or organizations offering specialized resources, content, or services. One of the primary purposes of a membership website is to provide exclusive content that is only accessible to members. This could include articles, videos, ebooks, online courses, webinars, or other resources. Membership websites often include social and interactive features such as forums, discussion boards, or member directories, allowing users to connect, share ideas, and engage in discussion related to specific topics or interests. The examples of membership websites are Masterclass, Netflix, LinkedIn Premium, and Skillshare. The next one is the news website. News website is an online platform that provides current news and information on a variety of topics such as world events, politics, businesses, technology, sports, entertainment, and more. These websites offer up-to-date news articles, videos, and other multimedia content to keep users informed about what's happening around the world. The primary purpose of a news website is to deliver real-time news to the public, offering updates on breaking stories, political developments, and world events. Users can access the most recent headlines, reports, and in-depth articles. News websites provide easy and instant access to global news from anywhere with an internet connection, allowing users to stay informed at all times. Many news websites are optimized for mobile devices, allowing users to read news on the go through apps or mobile friendly websites. Here are the examples of a news websites. We have the CNN, BBC News, the New York Times, the Reuters, and the Al Jazeera. The next one is the brochure website. A brochure website is a type of website that primarily serves as an online digital brochure or catalog. It typically functions as a simple, informative site designed to provide an overview of a business, product, service, or organization. A brochure website doesn't often feature extensive interactivity or e-commerce capabilities, but instead focuses on presenting key information, offering clear navigation, and encouraging users to take specific actions like contacting the business or learning more. The main purpose of a brochure website is to present key information about a business, service, or product. This can include details about the company's history, services, products, values, or contact information. Many brochure websites are designed with lead generation in mind, using call to action buttons like Contact Us, Get a Quote, or Request More Info to encourage visitors to get in touch or take the next step in engaging with the business. The common examples of a brochure website are Apple, Airbnb, Tesla, and Microsoft Surface. Now let's move forward to the content platforms. A content platform is a website or application that hosts, curates, and distributes content such as articles, videos, music, podcasts, or images to an audience. These platforms are designed to facilitate content creation, sharing, and consumption and often provide tools for users to interact with or create their own content. Content platforms can be general, covering a broad range of topics, or specialized, focusing on specific industries or niches. The primary purpose of a content platform is to distribute content to a wide audience. Many content platforms are used to provide educational resources, tutorials, courses, and other instructional materials, making it easier for people to learn new skills or stay informed about various topics. The most common example of content platforms are YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. And the last but not the least is the SoundCloud. The next one is the directory website. A directory website is a type of website that organizes and lists information about business, services, individuals, or other entities in a specific industry, category, or geographic location. These websites serve as a centralized resource for finding contact details, product information, services, reviews, and other relevant data. Directory websites typically allow users to share, browse, and filter listings based on specific criteria. The primary purpose of a directory website is to help users easily search for specific businesses or services. They typically include search functionality, categories, filters, and maps to make it easy for users to find what they're looking for quickly. Many directory websites include features like user reviews and ratings, allowing customers to share their experiences and help others make informed decisions. This is especially common in directories for restaurants, service providers, and product reviews. Some examples of a directory website are Yellow Pages, Yelp, TripAdvisor, and Zillow. The next one is the entertainment website. An entertainment website is an online platform designed to provide content and resources related to the entertainment. This type of website typically offers a variety of media such as news, articles, videos, music, movies, television shows, games, and other forms of entertainment. The purpose of an entertainment website is to engage users, provide entertainment, and keep them informed about trends and popular culture. Entertainment websites often focus on the latest happenings in the world of celebrities, movies, music, and television. Some examples of an entertainment websites are Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and BuzzFeed. The next one is the landing pages. A landing page is a standalone web page created for a specific marketing or advertising campaign. It is designed to focus on single call to action and guide visitors toward completing a specific goal such as signing up, purchasing a product, downloading content, or learning more about a service. Unlike the regular web page, a landing page is typically stripped of distracting elements to keep user focused on the desired action. The main purpose of a landing page is to promote a specific product or service, providing detailed information, benefits, testimonials, and pricing. Landing pages are often linked to online ads such as Google Ads, social media ads, or email campaigns. This ensures that when users click on ad, they are directed to a page specifically related to the ad content with a clear call to action. Some examples of a landing page are Dropbox Business, Spotify Premium, and MailChimp. The next one is the informational portal. An informational portal is a type of website designed to aggregate and organize information on a specific topic, industry, or area of interest. These portals offer a central hub where users can access various types of content, resources, and tools. Informational portals often feature articles, guides, directories, databases, and news updates to provide users with comprehensive information in one place. The primary purpose of the informational portals is to serve as a one-stop resource for users to find reliable and updated information on a specific subject or a wide range of topics. Many informational portals offer news and analysis, keeping users updated on current trends and developments in their area of interest, such as industry specific news or updates in science, technology, or health. Some examples of an informational portal are Investopedia, Wikipedia, and Climate.gov. And for the last one, we have the Content Management System web application. A content management system (CMS) web application is software that allows users to create, edit, manage, and publish digital content on websites without needing advanced technical skills. CMS platforms provide a user-friendly interface for managing content, often featuring drag-and-drop editors, pre-designed templates, and plugins to add various functionalities. The main purpose of a content management system platforms is to enable users to create, edit, and publish content such as blog posts, articles, and pages without writing code. Most CMS applications offer pre-built templates or customizable themes that allow users to design and structure their website. A CMS allows websites to grow over time by adding pages, categories, or additional content without needing extensive redesigns. This makes it ideal for businesses, blogs, and news sites that require regular updates. Some examples of content management system web application are WordPress, Joomla, and Squarespace. And I guess that would be all. Thank you for watching and have a great day ahead.